Good evening and welcome to all viewers of NARC Live. I'm Robert G4T UK and welcome to my second shack. This is my TV and radio museum. You may wonder how I came by all this lot. It was mainly through years and years of working in the TV and electronics repair trade that we had a lot of VCRs, which is beyond economic repair, and stuff that just people, after they had an estimate, decided it was all that money and never picked anything up. So that was how I came by a lot of this stuff, and it comprises TVs from just having a look at that. I thought it was a frame roll there for a minute, but that's not. TVs dating back from the 50s more or less up to the early 90s, and with a collection of other stuff as well. You can see there's old tape recorders there, first generation professional cameras, hi-fi gear and all sorts of stuff. So what we'll do is we'll take a closer look of the various makes and models we've got here. The first TV here is an Echo, and that's a 1953 made TV set, and bands 1 and 3 tuner in it, and a 17-inch screen. And this is displaying an actual 405 line TV picture, and I'll show you how it's generated. This is the little piece of kit called the Aurora Standards Converter. Made in the States, 1 or 2 are imported into the UK, and all you do is you feed a 625 line PAL signal in, and it modulates on VHF, and you can select your channel by the small wheel you see, the blue wheel in the middle. Any one on band 1 and band 3, and at the moment it's on channel 3, which was the BBC One, or straight BBC in those days, from the Tackleson transmitter on channel 3. If you remove the video input, it generates a test card, which I'll show you in a tick, which is being internally generated by the Aurora converter, which is rather nice for aligning TVs, which you had to do a lot in those days, the frame linearity and other such adjustments like focus and everything. A test card was extremely useful, and if we zoom in you can actually see the lines. There we are, that's genuine 405 line generated signal. We'll go on to the next youngest. This is a Philips Tango Golf 100U, which was manufactured in 1969. Again, this was a band 1 and band 3 tuner and a 17-inch tube, and these were extremely popular TV rental sets, quite reliable, and as you can see the tube is quite good even after all this time. And this is the same one I brought to 1 or 2 retro evenings, where, as you can see, several people were having a good look at it. Couldn't quite believe their eyes. It was a genuine 405 line picture. This was a 1969 fully transistorized portable TV made by the Sony Corporation, and that was a first, as indeed the VCR you're looking at next to it. This was the first one introduced on the UK market. Piano key control. In fact, it was a JVC clone, but was badged as Ferguson. And the reason I've got that is because when Anglia TV were doing a few of their archiving, they recorded a few for me on 405 lines, and for reasons it's a bit technical to go into, but they couldn't replay 405 line tapes, or the later ones.
The Rise and Fall of Nellie Brown, recording date 8th of December, transmission date 28th of December.
Because obviously being a 625 line machine, due to the line period, 52 microsecond, if you put a 405 line signal you've got a complete double image. So that's why you need an elderly VCR. And for people of certain age, when it comes up, we'll remember this. That brings back some memories. And look at the captions as well, like they were chalk on a board. Absolutely amazing how time has passed on. So there we are. So that's in the genuine Anglia TV programme, and you're watching it tonight on 405 lines as it was transmitted. The next one up, we go forward in time to 1972, and this was a Pi, branded as an Echo TV, and manufactured in the Lowestoft Pi factory. Very nice order, and that was what we call a hybrid. That was a mixture of valves for the high level output stages like the line output, and transistors for the signal stage, tuner and IF, and colour decoder. And this had a 22-inch Mullard tube in it, and still in quite nice condition. It's fed from a DVD recorder via the UHF modulator.
Bye for now. Hello from Amelia and me.
In Lookies tonight.
So this was my grandfather's TV set actually. That was in his front room when he used to live in Denmark Road, north of the city. And when he died and had his house cleared, I really said I would like to have a souvenir. So this was my grandfather's TV, and I think that's nice that it's still working. And I'm sure he'd be really pleased to see it if he could. This is a Panasonic, sold approximately early part of the 1990s. The reason for keeping that, as I will show you, it's got Teletext, and for those who can remember Teletext, it's a very crude form of on-screen data. Used to have the weather forecast, headline news and all that type of thing. But these are pictures which I recorded off air just before they closed down the CFAX, which was BBC One and BBC Two service, and Teletext, which is ITV and Channel 4. And we used to think it's wonderful. Amazing how things have improved, isn't it? We got a little bit more up to date now, but we'll start at 1972, as this was a Sony 1330 UB. Also quite the first, because due to PAL licensing, they couldn't import colour TVs from Japan. So Sony had a quite unusual way of circumventing the PAL license, and it's got a hue control on. You're always fiddling to get it right, but that's the way they imported it and got round the license. So that was 1972, and also very similar time. This was a National, which was the precursor to the National Panasonic brand, and it had a push-button 4-position varicap tuner, which was quite advanced for those days. And this one, a little bit more up to date. This is 1990s Sony TV set, so not particularly vintage, depends on your point of view. Ferguson, one of the first portable VHS machines that had an accompanying camera. And on the floor, what we got here, Philips N1700 VCR and a Philips V2000, which was that followed on from the N1700 series. Unfortunately, I've got no tapes for that one, so I'm not 100% certain whether it's working. Ferguson reel-to-reel, professional, one of the first professional standalone video cameras, and also a Perdio 9-inch battery mains TV portable. And as you can see, that needs a little bit of attention. I think it's got a frame fault with that. But also fairly rare, and other things like Tamberg reel-to-reel, and professional machines like the Sony U-matic series there. So that's my museum. So hope you've enjoyed the quick tour. So I'll say 73s. Thanks for watching, and back to David and Tammy at NARC Live.